Have you ever poured your heart and soul into planning something for months, only to watch it unravel at the very last moment? Maybe it was a big event, a dream job, or even a relationship you thought would last forever. The feeling of disappointment can be overwhelming, leaving you wondering what to do next. Today, let me share the incredible story of Shelby Swink, a woman who didn't just survive heartbreak, but transformed it into a celebration of her own strength and spirit. Shelby's journey is a powerful reminder that sometimes the most beautiful chapters of our lives begin when things don't go as planned. At just 23 years old, Shelby was filled with hope, excitement, and dreams of a future with the man she believed was her soulmate. She was just 1 week away from walking down the aisle, surrounded by friends and family, ready to start a new chapter as a bride. Every detail was in place. Perfect dress hanging in her closet, the venue beautifully decorated, and a playlist filled with songs that told their love story. Months of planning, anticipation, and joy had gone into making this day unforgettable. But then, out of nowhere, her fiancé sat her down and spoke the words no bride ever wants to hear. "I don't love you, I don't want to get married." In an instant, everything she had imagined for her future was shattered. Just like that, Shelby's world was flipped upside down. The shock, the pain, and the confusion were almost too much to bear. She was left alone with her thoughts, her dreams in pieces, and a wedding that would never happen. Most people in her situation would have cancelled everything, crawled into bed, and let the sadness take over. It would have been easy to hide away and let heartbreak win. But Shelby was different. She refused to let this moment define her. Instead of letting the cancelled wedding become a symbol of loss, Shelby decided to reclaim the day. If the wedding was off, that didn't mean the celebration had to be. She chose to turn her pain into something positive, something unforgettable. Shelby invited her closest friends and family to gather on what was supposed to be her wedding day, but this wasn't about mourning what could have been. It was about celebrating what still was. Love, friendship, and the power to move forward. The atmosphere was electric, filled with laughter, music, and the kind of joy that comes from being surrounded by people who truly care. This was no pity party. This was a declaration of resilience. Shelby made a bold choice. She wore her wedding dress, but not in the way anyone expected. She added her own twist, turning tradition on its head and making the dress a symbol of her new beginning. Armed with paint, brushes, and a fearless attitude, Shelby and her crew transformed that pristine white dress into a vibrant, living canvas. Each splash of color was a statement. She was taking control of her story. They laughed until their sides hurt. They danced like no one was watching, letting go of the pain and embracing the moment. Paint flew through the air, covering Shelby and her friends in bold, joyful colors. The dress, once a symbol of what was lost, became a masterpiece of hope and happiness. The party was messy, wild, and absolutely beautiful. In the chaos of color and laughter, Shelby found freedom and a sense of empowerment she never expected. Every brushstroke, every splash of paint was a reminder that she was not defined by someone else's decision. She was free to celebrate herself, to rewrite her story on her own terms, and the celebration didn't end there. Shelby wanted to capture this moment forever, to remember the day she chose joy over heartbreak. She did a full-on photo shoot in her now rainbow-splattered gown, posing with confidence and pride. Each photo captured her triumph, her courage, and her refusal to let sadness win. When Shelby shared the photos online, they quickly went viral. Her story resonated with women everywhere, inspiring them to take back their power and find joy no matter what life throws their way. Shelby's story isn't just about an epic party or a painted dress. It's about choosing joy over pain and strength over heartbreak. It's about finding light in the darkest moments and refusing to let anyone else define your happiness. She showed us all that sometimes when life doesn't go as planned, you have to create your own magic. You have to find the courage to celebrate yourself, even when things seem impossible. So the next time you face disappointment or heartbreak, remember Shelby's story. Remember that you have the power to turn any setback into a celebration of your own strength. Remember her radiant smile, her colorful dress, and her refusal to let heartbreak steal her happiness. Let her story inspire you to find your own way to shine, no matter what challenges you face. You are stronger than you think, and your story is yours to rewrite. Every ending is just the beginning of something new and beautiful. Thanks for watching, and here's to turning setbacks into celebrations. May you always find the courage to paint your own masterpiece, no matter what life brings your way.